So let me explain something to you about the Mac Man. I love who I am. I love what I've become. And most of all, I have nothing but respect for those who have followed me. I don't do things for dollars and cents. I owe my craft to my fans and to all the people who've been following me all those years. See, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. I'm a comedian. People know me as Bernie Mac.
That's why I'm opening up a daycare center. When I retire from comedy, I'm opening up to prove to you that I'm trustworthy. I will fuck your kid up. You ain't got to fill out no application. The first 3 months free. You don't need no hidden videos around the house to see what the fuck is going on. Because when you come to pick your kid up, I'm gonna look you in the eye and tell you what the fuck is going on. When you come to pick your kid up and he got a knot on the corner of his head, you say, what happened to my son? I'm gonna tell you, I took a hammer and slapped the fuck out of him. What the hell is this? Now, what do you think this is?
What was his real name?
Bernard McCullough.
McCullough.
There's nobody like him.
One of the greatest comedians of all time.
Can make a joke out of anything that anybody said.
His timing was impeccable.
He was the big daddy.
Whenever the guy got on stage, he just killed.
I'm in a bar minding my business, cooling out, just being cool, like I am, chilling. Woman gonna come to me, then she just asked me the goddamn thing she wanna do. She said, Mac, I said, yeah, that's my name. She said, can I ask you a question? I said, yeah. She says, does pussy taste like pumpkin pie? Made me mad as hell. Don't ask me no damn question like that. I ain't never had no pumpkin pie. Kick it! You don't understand.
I call it the most famous 8 minutes of comedy ever is the Def Jam I Ain't Scared of You Motherfucker show.
This cat came on the stage and was like, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers! Take it! I was like, what the fuck? Who the fuck is this?
He didn't plan on doing that night. That was not his intention at all.
Chris Tucker went on stage and killed it, standing ovation. Then there was another guy that went on stage and he got booed out the gym.
The guy walked past me, his face was down. Right there, Martin Lawrence couldn't even get the audience back in order. He said, fuck it, let me bring the next one out. He said, shit, wish you luck who it is.
Bernie was backstage, I done come too far for this. And he said, I ain't getting booed today, young fella. I said, man, they mean. I said, this is New York, you never know.
When Bernie comes out, what he's reacting to is what they did to the other guy. So when he comes out and says, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers, it's not a joke. He's telling the truth.
They thought that was part of his joke. He said he was saying it for real, like, I ain't scared of y'all. Whatever you do, I ain't scared of you. And from that, it just went on, and they let him go on through his act, and they just loved him.
You don't understand. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
We knew how important that 5-minute set was going to be for your life. Like, we knew that that was a game changer.
I told Kid Capri that, hey, every time I say kick it, he was right on time. When I cut it off, I said, you don't understand.
He was like, I killed it. Oh, I killed it. Wait till you see it. So we put the tape on, and we watched it, and I was literally like, I don't get it. It wasn't funny. I don't understand why. And he was like, oh, you don't, see, that's the problem. You don't understand. You don't know comedy. And I was like, no, it just wasn't funny. Well, I ended up being wrong because that ended up being his big catchphrase.
I love sex. I love it. Can't do shit no more. And I'm blessed. I'm big boned. I'm heavy structure. I'm hung low. If I pull my shit out, this whole room get dark. Kick it! You don't understand. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
At that particular moment in time, the world got to see him, and the world embraced him, and we rode with him from that very moment on.
My dad was born and raised in the city of Chicago, which he never hesitated to tell anybody. As he always said, I'm from Chi-Town.
Chi-Town. Chi-Town. My town. No other way. No other way.
He was was a proud Chicagoan. It was the script he wrote for his life, and he carried that with him like a badge of honor.
Bernie's old school black, you know, and Chicago was his life.
As soon as he finished work, it was crazy. Like, he finished shooting his show, 12, 14 hours, jump on a plane, go right back to Chicago. I'm like, man, you know, they got places out here. You can stay a few days. You don't have to put the pressure on yourself. I'll see you next time, little brother. Shot down.
He became my Chicago guide. You know, I got to town, I called him. We played golf together. He took me to all his, you know, spots around Chicago.
Was he a good golfer?
No.
Because he was the king of talking about how great he was.
Man, Bernie's like a lot of guys that play golf. They enjoy it. They hit like 3 good shots, and they think they can play golf. Now, he actually talked a great game of golf. Couldn't play a lick.
Well, first of all, the proper thing to do is have confidence.
Yeah.
Where you look, right? You must have confidence. It's not if you miss the ball. Looking good when you do it. I was foul.
Bernie's the only person that ever hit me with a golf ball. When we were playing together in Chicago, I made the mistake of walking in front of him down the fairway because I had outdriven him by about 30 yards. And I was walking down the fairway, and the next thing I know, felt like somebody shot me in the back, knocked me to my knees, brought me down. I was like, he's trying to kill me, but it was fun to be out there with.
Good. Whenever he was working for the movies, he would stay out here for however many months the movie filmed. I would have loved to have been able to kind of sit in some of his co-stars' trailers, pick their brain. I wanted to see what it was like to work with him. And then they would always, you know, when you see him in passing, they'd always come up like, oh, your dad is great. And I'm thinking, yeah, you just don't know him.
I really enjoy seeing Bernie on the big screen. To go from stand-up to becoming a TV star to becoming a movie star, it was just like, whoa. You know what I mean? It's like, it can really happen.
I beg your pardon, sir. You must have me confused with someone else. My name is Ramon, as you can see right here.
I really found him to be much more skilled as an actor than I would have anticipated just based on finding out that he was primarily a comedian.
He has a capability of being so truthful and honest. He was able to connect to those emotions and portray them truthfully, and that's all acting is.
He had a natural feel for, you know, as an actor and as a comedian.
The kind of comedy that Bernie did really made it possible for him to make that transition into being a dramatic actor.
Black man can't earn a decent wage in the state.
That is absolutely
like you gonna try to throw me out on the street?
No one's throwing. I'm trying to do my job,
Yeah,
sir.
Yo, Jeff, what you want from me, man? Want me to get on the table and dance? You like me to shine your shoes? Want me to smile at you? You definitely won't let me deal the cars. You might as well call it White Jack.
Your father did one gesture. To this day, I've never seen anybody else do that. He did it in the movie a couple of times ago.
Yep.
Nobody did that. You know, like, get out of here.
Yep.
And it endeared me to him, this big guy with this one little gesture.
The best characters really start somewhere from something that you have and that you bring to it. And clearly Bernie just brought his flair.
Yeah, right.
Horrible thing to say.
You, sir, of all people, know that we at the NGC have always supported the hiring of colored...
No, I didn't mean...
Okay, come on, sit down.
Sit down.
You better talk to him.
It was a well-constructed scene, so it played very easily, and there wasn't really a lot of discussion about it. We just did it, you know, and it was like jazz, you know. Everybody had the chops, and everybody was in the pocket.
You know, being on the set with him and Carl Reiner and Elliot Gould, and you know, they just had stories. And we would just sit around sometimes and be 15, 20 hour late shooting because, and Steven too, the director, he would want to hear him too. So we'd just all sit around and he would just tell stories.
They all genuinely liked each other, and they never, whenever we were shooting, nobody would ever leave the set. They would always collect and start telling stories, and there are few people that tell stories better than Bernie. I remember Bernie talking to Carl Reiner a lot. I think he really respected Carl's work.
Line up. What's up, line up? You looking good there, son. This is my mentor. This is my story.
We had a lot of conversations backstage at the doing Oceans 11, 12, 10, 11, no, 11, 12, and 13.
I remember on Ocean's 12, chillax was a word that like went through the crew like wildfire. That was something that he said on the set one day, and it just entered the lexicon immediately.
It's a Bernie Macism.
A Bernie-ism.
I mean, it was a million of them. You just, you know, I walk alone. I'm diving for loose balls.
Buddy, I'm from Shot-Town.
Wrong hole, pimp.
Some of my bitch.
I'm paddling upstream in a downhill world.
You got the look, but you got to get the joke.
You ain't got the owl left on the limb.
I'm on the 50-yard line, but I'm first and goal. You be like, what?
There's so many times where Bernie said stuff that didn't make any sense on paper, but everybody knew what he was talking about. I mean, you were either along for the ride or you weren't.
Man, if I go broke, that means broke's in style. It's like...
I'm glad to be here because, see, I ain't never had nothing when I was a small boy. See, I was poor. Broke.
My dad grew up on the south side of Chicago. I won't say they were dirt poor, but they were pretty poor.
Our house was on 66 in Blackstone, but the city tore it down when the rats took over. We moved to a new place on 69th and Morgan in Inglewood, right above a church called Burning Bush Baptist Church. Somewhere along the line, maybe during the move to our new digs, we lost Daddy. You know how you tell if you're a poor person? You look in the fridge and there's nothing there but bologna. You was talking serious poor. But that bologna was good. You eat it real slow, make it last, you know.
We were so doggone poor, man, we ate cereal with a fork so we could pass the milk to the next individual. I remember my first three-piece suit. That's how poor we was. I wore the pants, my brother wore the vest, my sister wore the jacket.
Yeah, we was poor. But here's the thing, I didn't think nothing about it. I thought life was good. I thought how sweet life is.
He recognized where he came from. He was, I think, appreciative of it.
When you grow up with nothing, when you have nothing, you know, you appreciate so much more when you're worked for something and you receive the rewards of that. Bernie didn't nothing was handed to him. He had to work for it all. He saw his own path out.
He wasn't telling jokes. He was telling stories, and he was just, you know, talking, coming from the heart, and just letting you see, letting you in.
Everybody in my family cuss, man. Every fucking body in my family cuss, man. When my mother passed away, bless her heart, man. You know, my brother went up to the preacher and said, Reverend, that was a hell of a motherfucking funeral you did. My grandma said, you ain't bullshit. Why don't you say that motherfucker good, ain't? I said, what the fuck's happening here? The preacher said, these motherfuckers crazy.
He could dig back to wherever he got his comedy at, whether it was his grandma or his uncle.
Everybody got somebody crazy in their family. Everybody. My brother was crazy. Hey, Bernie. I said, what? Help me put some refrigerator on these people down there. I said, who the fuck you gonna push the refrigerator on? Don't worry about it. You don't know him. You don't know him. Push, motherfucker. I said, man, this shit ain't right. Shut up, push. I said, man, I ain't gonna push hard, man. This motherfucker heavy, man. What the fuck you got in here? Heard Tony say, me?
He was a working class guy, you know, and so he wasn't above you, you know, and I just think he said those things that everybody thinks, but they can't articulate it.
Police brutality has its place. Yeah, no, police brutality, I mean, it has its goddamn place. Like that cat that carjacked and then shot at the police.
Oh, I catch you in my car.
Are you supposed to kick his ass? You kick his ass. I mean, what you supposed to do if somebody carjack you and then shoot at you? Discuss it? I'm kicking your ass. On NBC.
I never forgot where he came from. He was a good husband. He was a great father. And he allowed those things to bleed into his art.
Women run everything. I'm serious. They run. No, they don't.
And what they don't run, they trying to run.
Shit. Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna sit up here and try to put up this cool daddy thing. I'm scared of mine. I don't know what it is, man. I weigh more than her. I know I hit hard.
And that's the most frustrating thing, to be scared of somebody who can't whip your ass.
I don't know what it is. So I call home and everything, and I say, hello? I said, don't ask me a goddamn thing, just pay attention. I said, don't worry about where the hell I am, I'm in my skin. I'll be home, goddammit, when I get there. When I get there, I better have something to eat. And it better be hot, and it better be good. You think I'm bullshitting? I said, let me speak to your mama.
He absolutely adored his wife. He talked about Rhonda constantly. I never seen a guy talk about a new woman that much. I mean, like, so, let alone a woman he's been with for 30 years.
So I met this girl named Rhonda. Oh, my senior year, she was a friend of my buddy, Big Nigga.
In high school, I didn't like him. I didn't like him. I didn't like his looks. I just didn't like him. But I did notice all the girls liked him. Then when I really got to talk to him, I said, he's really a nice guy. He's a charmer. He was funny. I said, oh, I see why they like him.
We started eating lunch together and started hanging out, and we were just primarily friends.
And I said, well, I kind of like this guy, you know. So I said, well, I told my mama, I have somebody I want you all to meet. I said, his name is Bernard McCullough. I said, but one thing, Mama, I said, he's real dark. I said, so don't you say anything, because my mother's very outspoken, and she'll just say whatever's on the top of her head. So I wanted to forewarn her, you know, do not be offensive. Just come on in and say how you doing. And she's like, oh, I'm not going to say anything. You know I'm not. I said, no, that's why I'm telling you not to. She's like, okay, I promise I won't. So he rang the doorbell. I opened the door. And my mother, she was coming past the hallway. And did she not say, oh, my God, Rhonda said you was dark. Oh, my God. And I said, Mama. She said, well, he is.